The hunt begins. The red dust of Mars moved slowly in the wind. Broken machines lay scattered across the battlefield. Bodies of soldiers, both alien and human, were half buried under rubble and blood. High above the ruins, she stood on a tall piece of metal, like a shadow made of silver and fire. Her name was Vera. She was not human. Her skin was smooth like metal, glowing with soft violet lines. Her eyes were bright like cold stars. She was known across 5 galaxies as the Huntress. No one escaped her once she marked them, and now she was hunting on Mars. She looked down at her target, a human soldier, alone, wounded, hiding near a crashed drone. Scan complete. Her AI whispered inside her head. Name, Cole. Status, active. Species, human. Kill count 47. Threat level, moderate. Moderate? She didn't believe in that. To her, all humans were weak. She raised her plasma bow. A glowing arrow formed in the air, humming softly. Target locked. She fired. The arrow cut through the air, fast, silent, perfect. A direct hit to the chest. Vera didn't blink. She never needed to check. Her shots were always final. But then, the man moved. He didn't fall. He stood up. Slowly. Smoke rising from his chest armor, blood on his face but eyes still alive. Vera's head tilted. She zoomed in. The arrow had hit, but it hadn't killed. His armor was broken, his body injured, but he was smiling. Cole looked up toward her, his mouth bleeding, and he whispered, something. Missed. Vera froze. No one had ever said that to her before. She dropped from her perch without sound. Her feet touched the ground with the grace of a dancer. In her hand, a second arrow formed, glowing brighter. She moved fast, like a shadow across broken steel. Her senses focused. Heartbeat of target, strong. Steps, steady. Escape route, calculated. But as she approached the crash site, Cole was already gone. A trail of blood led into the ruins. She followed. This was not part of the plan. Inside the dark wreckage of an old Earth tank, Cole wiped blood from his chest. His breathing was heavy, his bones ached. But he was alive. Damn lucky shot, he muttered. Or maybe she wanted me to live. He had seen her. Tall, alien, perfect, death wrapped in beauty. But her eyes, they hesitated for half a second. Cole had seen enough war to know what that meant. He wasn't dealing with a machine. She was thinking. Vera walked through fire and smoke. Her vision saw through walls. She traced heat patterns, followed vibrations. But there was something wrong. She felt excited. This human was not like the others. He didn't scream. He didn't run. He planned. He smiled. Reset emotional filter, she commanded. Error, the AI replied. Emotion spike detected, unknown origin. She paused. A memory returned. She was young, her first hunt. She had spared a creature, and they punished her for it. She shut the thought away. This time would be different. This time, she would finish it. Cole reached an old bunker and slid inside. He sealed the metal door behind him. He pulled out a sharp piece of steel and began carving something into the wall. Words. You can hunt me all day, sweetheart. But I don't die easy. He laughed softly. Then he loaded his gun. Vera arrived. Seconds later, she saw the words. She touched them. They were still warm. Her fingers trembled. Why? This was just a human. Just prey. But his words felt like a challenge. No. More than that. A conversation. She looked at the path ahead. Deeper into the ruins. More traps. More games. The hunt wasn't over. Not yet. She smiled, just a little. For the first time in years, she didn't want it to end quickly. The man who won't die. Vera crouched beside the bunker door, her fingers tracing the words Cole had carved. You can hunt me all day, sweetheart, but I don't die easy. It wasn't a threat. It was a message. She stood slowly, her violet eyes scanning the ground. Boot prints, blood, drag marks. But carefully placed, not panic. Strategy. Cole was not just running. He was leading her, and that made him dangerous. She had hunted across dying stars and frozen planets, but never like this. Her prey always ran, screamed, begged. They never left messages in blood. They never smiled after taking a direct hit, and they never made her hesitate. But he did. Inside a dark tunnel under the bunker, Cole moved quietly. Every breath was a plan, every step calculated. He wasn't trying to win. He was trying to last. He had seen her up close, tall, sharp, glowing like something not built for mercy. But in her eyes, there was something broken, not weak, not kind, but fractured. Maybe. She wasn't just a weapon. Maybe she was watching like he was. Cole reached a collapsed hallway and opened an old crate. Inside were 2 grenades and an old Earth drone, half broken but still able to move. He smiled. Let's make this fun. Vera followed the trail deeper into the underground. The air grew colder, darker. She moved without sound. Her long limbs flowed like water through debris. But something changed. Her motion sensors began blinking red. Trap detected. The ceiling shook. An explosion roared behind her. A wall collapsed. Dust filled the space. She dodged just in time, rolling, through sparks and broken glass. From behind the flames, she heard a voice through an old speaker. Nice dodge, Cole. He was talking to her. Playing. She stood slowly, brushing ash off her armor. This wasn't about survival anymore. This was becoming something else. Above ground, her ship circled in low orbit. Inside, a watcher sat, Commander Serex, leader of the hunting order. He had been watching Vera's feed since her first hesitation. Subject not responding with standard kill pattern, his assistant said. Has she lost control? Serex asked. Unclear, but she is slowing down, reading emotional interference. Serex narrowed his eyes. If she doesn't kill the human in the next cycle, we activate Protocol Black. Terminate both? Yes. Burn the zone, no witnesses. Back below, Vera moved through the echoing tunnels. Cole's traps weren't to kill her. They were to test her. A swinging pipe, a pressure mine, a falling beam, all deadly. But each gave her time to escape. He was measuring her reactions, challenging her, making her choose. Every second she didn't shoot him, she wondered why. Cole reached the power room of the ruins. Old generators, cracked screens, wires like vines. He plugged in the drone, typed fast. The drone lit up. A small red light blinked. Let's see if she's paying attention, he said. The drone flew off into the dark. Cole didn't run anymore. He waited. When Vera reached the next chamber, the drone floated before her, blinking, spinning slowly, recording her. A message played from its speaker. You're not just a hunter, are you? Cole's voice echoed. She aimed her bow, but didn't fire. The drone continued. You could have killed me 3 times by now. So why haven't you? The message paused. Because I think you're trying to remember what it feels like to be alive. The drone exploded, not enough to kill, just enough to blind her sensors. Vera stumbled back, shielding her eyes. Her AI screamed. Vision offline, rebooting. In the white silence, a memory returned. Her mother, not the real one, the trainer. Cold voice. Feel nothing. Kill fast. If they talk, cut out their tongue. And yet, Cole's voice had stayed. Soft, curious, human. When her vision returned, he was gone. But another message waited, painted on the wall with burnt wires. This is not a hunt. This is a conversation. Cole sat in a hidden tunnel, watching her on, a flickering monitor. She didn't destroy the message. She just stared at it. And for a moment, she smiled, not wide, not joyful, but real. Cole whispered to himself, she's not hunting me anymore. Far above Mars, Commander Sarex watched the same footage. His face was stone. She has failed. He pressed a red button. Protocol Black. Begin orbital strike countdown. Target her location. No survivors. Back underground, Vera's AI spoke. Again. Warning. Orbital weapon lock detected. 6 minutes until impact. She froze, then looked up. The sky would fall. On her, and on him, because she had waited too long. She ran. Not away, but toward Cole. Memories from the hunted Cole didn't hear the warning alarms. Not yet. Deep inside the broken ruins, he was staring at an old photo. A woman. Smiling, her arms around a young boy. His wife. His son. Both gone now. Killed 3 years ago in the Omega invasion. The first time aliens came to Earth without warning, burning cities, vaporizing people. He had buried them in the rubble of New York. He had buried his heart with them. Since then, Cole didn't run from death. He ran into it. But now, for the first time in years, something had changed. His enemy wasn't just a monster. She was hesitating, thinking, feeling. And now he wondered, if she could change, could he? Above, Vera ran through flame and dust, her boots slicing through metal debris as the countdown echoed in her mind. 5 minutes until orbital strike. She could leave, escape to her ship, survive. But that would mean he dies. Cole, the one human who refused to die, the one who looked into her eyes and didn't see a killer. He saw something more. And for the first time in her long, blood-stained life, she wanted to be that something. Her AI kept repeating, abort mission. Survival probability decreases with every second. She ignored it. Her speed increased. Cole was setting up another trap when he heard it. A sharp whine in the air, not from nearby but from above. Then, a tremble in the walls. He turned toward the broken ceiling and saw a strange, red glow dancing between cracks. He recognized it instantly. Orbital strike. His face went cold. They're not just coming for me. They're coming for her too. Cole grabbed his gear, kicked open a hatch and started running. Not to escape, but to find her. They met at the halfway point, the shattered remains of an old power station, glowing from fires and humming energy cells. Cole raised his weapon by instinct, then stopped. Vera stood there, smoke curling around her armor, her breathing fast, her eyes locked onto his. Not cold, not dead. Alive. You're not here to kill me, he said. She shook her head once. He looked up. Then we're both about to die. She nodded. 3 minutes. Cole smiled. Plenty of time to make bad decisions. Vera walked forward. They saw my hesitation. They marked us both. Figures, Cole said. You save one human and suddenly you're not perfect anymore. Vera looked down. They were never perfect, just obedient. He looked into her glowing eyes. What do you want, Vera? She didn't answer. Instead, she held up a small device. Round, silver, blinking blue. Pulse jammer. We place it above ground. It will block the strike signal. Only for a few seconds, but enough. Cole raised an eyebrow. Enough for what? For you to live. He shook his head. No, we live. Both of us. She stared at him. I'm not the hero, he said. But I'm done letting people die because aliens think they know better. This is not about your planet. Yes, it is, Cole said. Every planet you hunt on becomes the same. Ashes and fear. But we're not prey anymore. A silence passed. Then Vera handed him the device. You'll need to throw it from the tower. He glanced up at the crumbling old radar tower behind. The station. Classic human death climb, he muttered. Love it. As Cole ran for the tower, Vera stood her ground near the power core. More drones were coming, red lights in the dark, killbots sent by her people. Cleanup squad. They moved like metal spiders. Vera raised her bow. This time, she didn't aim to hunt. She aimed to protect. Cole reached the top of the tower, wind roaring, sirens screaming. He looked down at the battlefield. Vera moved like light through shadows, arrows flying, machines exploding. She fought with fury, with grace, with purpose. Not because she was told to, but because she chose to. Cole threw the jammer into the air. It blinked once, twice. Then, a blast of blue light exploded outward, a pulse that climbed into the sky like lightning. In space, the orbital cannon powered down. The red line on Earth's surface vanished. Target lost. Inside the command ship, Commander Cerex stood frozen. Signal blocked, his assistant said. Cerex growled. By what? Something she did. Cerex clenched, his fists. Then it's time, full fleet war protocol. Against Earth? No, he said. Against her. Back on Mars, the battlefield went still. All enemy drones burned. Vera dropped her bow and stood in the smoke. Cole climbed down the tower, breathing hard. Guess we're both alive. Vera nodded. For now. What happens next? She looked at the sky. They'll come. Your people? No, she said. My enemies. Cole held out his hand. Then let's fight them. Together. She looked at it for a long time, then took it. Not as a gesture of peace, but as a promise. The glitch in her code in the silence. After the battle, Vera stood alone in the ruins. Her bow hung by her side. Her armor flickered with small cracks, and deep in her head, a strange sound kept repeating. Soft, faint, almost like a heartbeat. But it wasn't hers. It was her neural implant, the hunting code all elite assassins were born with. It controlled her emotions, erased her doubts, shaped her into the perfect killer. And now, it was failing. Cole was gathering. Supplies nearby, scrap batteries, old human medkits, and a few weapons still working. He watched her from the corner of his eye. She didn't move, didn't speak, just stood still, staring into space like someone lost between two worlds. He walked, over carefully. Hey, you all right? She turned slowly. I need to go to my ship, she said. I must run a system scan, something is wrong. Cole gave a half smile. You mean you feel something? No, that's impossible. Yeah? Tell that to your hands. He pointed. Her fingers were shaking. Vera looked down, trembling, not from fear, but from confusion. Inside her ship, the air was cold and clean. Machines hummed around her. Surgical lights glowed blue. Vera stepped into the scanning pod. Initiate. Deep diagnostic, she said, a soft voice replied, beginning full neural analysis. The scan began. Lines of code danced across the screens, then froze. Error. Core implant disruption detected. Empathy threshold, 17%. Exceeding safe limit directive violation. Vera sat still. What is causing this? The ship's AI responded. Target Cole has activated emotional response systems. Memory links reconnected. Childhood trauma resurfacing. A file opened. A memory she had forgotten for decades. A younger Vera. Just a girl. Running through a glowing jungle on her homeworld. A small creature with broken wings lay crying under a tree. It was bleeding. Helpless. And young Vera knelt beside it. Her hand reached out not to kill, but to comfort. Then, shadows appeared. Instructors. She was punished that day, not with pain, but with reprogramming. Her memories of that moment were deleted, or so they thought. Now, that moment returned, clear, sharp, alive, and behind it, Cole's voice echoed, "You're not just a hunter, are you?" Outside, Cole waited. He didn't know what she was doing, but he trusted her. Even after everything, the arrows, the traps, the chase, he trusted her more than most people he had fought beside, because she had a choice, and she chose not to kill him. Now, he owed her the same. Back inside, alarms began to flash. A hologram appeared in the ship's center. Incoming fleet. 3 battleships. ETA, 15 minutes. Commander Sarex requests live broadcast. Vera hesitated, then allowed the message. Sarex appeared, his face cold, sharp, filled with rage. You broke protocol, he said. You failed your purpose. I adapted, Vera replied. You let the human live. He earned it. Sarex's eyes narrowed. There is no earning in war. You feel something, Vara. We see it. Your code is infected. She didn't deny it. He continued. You were created to erase weakness. Now you are weakness. She stepped closer to the screen. Then you'll have to erase me too. Sarex's voice darkened. You will be hunted, tried, erased, and the human will die screaming. The signal ended. Cole stepped onto the ship as the alarm faded. Bad call? She looked at him. They're coming. How many? Too many. Cole shrugged. That's the usual. She walked past him and opened a hidden compartment in the floor. Inside were weapons, powerful, alien, deadly. She handed him one. He held it carefully. What's this? It bonds to your DNA. Once you use it, it becomes part of you. That sounds like a bad relationship, he muttered. Vera didn't smile, but her eyes softened. You don't have to stay. Cole loaded the weapon. No, you don't have to stay, but you're choosing to. He looked at her. So am I. 12 minutes later, they were back on the surface. Mars' wind blew across the ruins. A shadow grew in the sky. Wide, black, deadly, alien warships broke through, the clouds like monsters from a different world. Cole stared upward. So this is how it starts. Vera activated her armor. Glowing lines returned to life. No, she said. This is how we start. Deep inside her implant, the last security layer tried to resist. A final command. Erase emotional breach. Restore hunting code. But it failed, because Vera made her decision. Not as a soldier, not as a tool, but as herself. The glitch in her code, it wasn't a weakness. It was her freedom. The choice of a killer. The sky turned black over Mars. Not from clouds, but from the shadow of death. 3 alien warships hovered like monsters above the ruins. Their underbellies opened, releasing Hunter-class drop pods. Each pod carried one thing. An executioner. Elite killers from Vera's order. No names, no faces. Just silence and death. Cole adjusted the alien weapon now bonded to his arm. It pulsed with energy, syncing to his heartbeat. Each movement made it hum louder. He looked at Vera. She stood still, her eyes locked on the falling pods. Her violet armor glowed, her bow sharp and ready, but something had changed in her. She didn't look like a hunter anymore. She looked like a warrior, one choosing to fight, not because of duty, but because of what she believed. The first pod slammed into the ground, shaking the earth. Then the second, then the third. The dust cleared, and the executioner stepped out. Tall, armored in black, no skin showing. They held weapons that sang in the air, vibrating with a low sound that made bones ache. Cole muttered, "Let me guess. They're not here for coffee." Vera's eyes narrowed. "They're here to erase me." "So," he said, raising his weapon, "let's be unforgettable." The executioners didn't speak. They moved fast, faster than Vera had ever seen. Them. 3 shadows blurred into one. Cole fired. A pulse beam shot out, hitting one square in the chest. It staggered, but didn't fall. Tough crowd. He growled. One of them turned and rushed him. Cole rolled, barely dodging a blade that sliced into the stone. He fired again, aiming for the legs. This time the alien dropped, but not dead. It crawled forward, relentless. Vera jumped in from above, her arrow slicing through the air and striking the attacker in the skull. The black helmet cracked. The executioner twitched once, then died. Cole stood, breathing hard. "Thanks. Stay behind cover. They don't miss," she warned. "Neither do I," he replied. The other 2 executioners moved like demons, one rushing Vera, the other vanishing into smoke. She clashed with the first. Blades struck, Sparks flew. Vera's bow turned into a short staff. She blocked, struck, rolled. The executioner landed a hit, slicing her side. Blood hit the sand. But she didn't stop. She struck again, harder, faster, and drove the arrow into its chest. The second executioner screamed, then fell. Cole turned, but it was too late. The third was behind him. It grabbed him by the neck, lifting him off the ground. His vision blurred, air gone. He struggled, trying to aim the weapon, but the grip was crushing. Then, a blast of blue light. The alien's head snapped back. Vera had fired from across the battlefield. The executioner dropped Cole and charged at her. But Cole grabbed a metal spike from the ground and drove it into the alien's back with all his strength. They both fell. But this time, the enemy didn't rise. Silence. Only the wind and fire now. Cole sat up, gasping. Vera walked to him and helped him up. He touched his neck. They almost had me. They had both of us, she said softly. Cole looked at the dead bodies. So, that's it? No, she said. They never send just 3. Suddenly a new sound filled the air. Deep, metallic. A command broadcast. Vera's AI triggered automatically. A voice echoed through her implant. Hunter Vera. Last chance. Kneel. Execute the human. Restore your code. And you may live. She froze. Cole watched her closely. That voice. Someone you know? My former commander. He wants you back? No. He wants control. A pause. Then another voice. Soft, quiet. Inside her own head. Her old voice. The hunter's voice. You were built to obey. You were born to kill. You are not one of them. She gritted her teeth. Turn off all command channels, she whispered. Are you sure? Her AI asked. Yes. This decision cannot be undone. Vera looked at Cole. His face was bruised, dusty, bleeding, but alive, and brave, and human. Then let it be done. Her neural implant blinked once, then shut down. Her connection to the hive, broken. Her mind, free. And in that silence, she smiled. For the first time, without fear. Far above, Commander Sarex watched her signal vanish. She's gone rogue, the officer said. Sarex stood. Prepare the final wave, planetary cleansing. Sir, that means wiping all of Sector 9. Do it. Burn everything. And when Earth hears, let them know this is what happens when you turn a weapon against us. Back on Mars, Vera's ship picked up the signal. Cleansing protocol initiated, the AI said. Planetary strike in 10 minutes. Cole looked at her. Can we run? No, she replied. Then how do we stop it? Vera walked to a console, opened a hidden panel. There's a way. I never used it before. It's forbidden. That sounds promising, Cole muttered. She held up a glowing chip. This is a virus. It was designed to kill Earth systems if needed, but we can rewrite it. Inject it into the fleet's network. Shut down their entire command. Cole stared. You want to hack the brain of your whole army? Yes. And they won't see it coming? They will. We'll have less than 5 minutes once it starts. Cole grinned. Then let's make those 5 minutes count. Together, they began uploading the virus. 1 line at a time. Code. Flashing, alarms ringing, but they didn't stop. They couldn't. This wasn't about survival anymore. This was about resistance, about choice. As the final line uploaded, Vera turned to Cole. They will send everything now. Good, he said. So will we. She raised an eyebrow. We? Cole smiled. You didn't think I came alone, did you? Prey becomes predator high above Mars. The alien war fleet began to shift. Massive black ships realigned. Thousands of smaller drones activated. Red lights blinked across control decks as the virus moved like lightning through their systems. But they didn't stop. Not yet. They were coming for one woman who had betrayed them, and one human who refused to die. On the ground, Vera stood at the center of the ruins, her armor scorched, her hand steady. Cole was beside her, gripping the alien weapon still fused to his arm. His shirt was torn, skin bruised, but his eyes burned with fire. They had less than 5 minutes. The enemy knew their location, and the sky was falling. Vera's ship beeped. A new signal flashed. Incoming transmission. Earth military channel. Cole's face lit up. That's ours. He opened the channel. A voice came through, rough and loud. This is Captain Harris, 7th Earth Fleet. We got your signal. Tracking heat signatures, preparing to drop in hot. Cole grinned. It's about time, Cap. What the hell's happening down there? Harris asked. You're gonna love this, Cole said. We've got a rogue, alien huntress, a dying planet, and a whole warfleet trying to wipe us out. A pause. Well, damn, Harris replied. Okay, hold the line. Reinforcements dropping in T-3 minutes. Cole turned to Vera. We just have to survive until then. But Vera was already moving. She climbed onto a rock ledge, scanning the skies. They were coming. Hundreds of black drones flew like a swarm of metal insects. Plasma cannons charged. Ground troopers began falling in pods like fiery rain. This wasn't a fight. It was a purge, and they were in the center of it. Vera drew her bow. It snapped open with a sharp glow. Her arrows formed in the air, sharp, fast, deadly. Cole checked the charge on his weapon. How many shots? Enough, he said. If I don't miss. The first wave hit hard. Metal drones zipped through the air, firing lasers that turned stone to ash. Vera shot them down one by one, each arrow a perfect shot. Cole dove behind cover and blasted through a line of foot soldiers. Alien armor cracked, sparks flew. But for everyone they dropped, 5 more landed. Vera rolled through smoke and fire, slicing through a mech unit with a glowing blade. Her moves were a blur, fast, precise, full of rage. This was not the same woman who once hunted Cole in silence. This was someone new. A predator turned protector. Cole fought at her side, every shot coming from years of battle instinct. He wasn't the fastest, not the strongest, but he never gave up. When a drone grabbed his leg, Vera appeared from nowhere and sliced it in half. When a trooper nearly tackled her, Cole fired straight into its chest. They moved like they had trained together for years. Trust, rhythm, survival. But the enemy was overwhelming. They were being pushed back. Cole was hit. A sharp burn across his side. He dropped to one knee. Vera grabbed his arm, pulled him behind cover. We can't hold much longer, he gasped. She looked at the sky. Then we don't hold, she said. We strike. Vera activated the last part of the virus. A beacon sent a signal to the Warfleet's control core. She spoke into her ship's comm. Target uplink confirmed. Auto strike in 40 seconds. Strike what? Cole asked. Their command brain, she said. If it goes offline, the fleet collapses. Cole blinked. But that means, yes, she said. They'll come for me directly. Then we fight, Cole said. No, she replied softly. I go. What? No, not alone. She touched his chest, her hand warm. You saved me, Cole. Not with weapons, with choice. Now let me do the same. She turned, walked through the burning battlefield, and called out in her native tongue, Cerex, come face the traitor yourself. And he answered. A massive drop pod crashed from the sky, flattening stone. From inside stepped Commander Cerex, twice Vera's size, cloaked in dark armor, weapon forged from ancient stars. His voice echoed through the air. You broke your code, betrayed your blood. Now you will die like prey. Vera raised her bow. I chose something better, Cerex charged. The duel was brutal, faster than light, blades clashing, energy bursting with every hit. Cole watched helplessly from afar as they fought. Cerex slammed her into a wall. Vera struck back, slicing through his shoulder. They moved like gods, each blow enough to kill. But Vera was slowing, her implant still unstable, her body damaged, and Cerex was stronger. He lifted her off the ground, choking her. You should have stayed what we made you, he growled. But then, A blast from behind Cole. He fired straight into Sarex's back. The commander stumbled. Vera broke free, and together, they struck. Her arrow to the heart. His shot to the head. Sarex dropped. Not like a machine, but like something that never had a soul. The battlefield froze. The virus struck the control brain. The fleet blinked. Lights went dark. Drones dropped from the sky like broken birds. The war was over, not with a roar, but with silence. Moments later, human ships arrived. Gunships, carriers, soldiers, Earth's banner flying proudly. Captain Harris jumped down and walked toward Cole. "Well, hell," he said, looking at the wreckage. "You two throw one hell of a party," Cole coughed. "You're late." Vera stood beside him, silent. The Earth soldiers aimed at her, but Cole stepped in front of her. "She's with me." Harris looked at her. "That right?" Vera nodded. "Once. I am not your enemy anymore." "We'll see about that," Harris muttered. Later, as the sun rose over the red horizon, Vera sat alone by the edge of the ruins. Cole joined her. "We made it," he said. She nodded. "You know they'll never fully trust me. They'll learn," Cole said. "Just like I did." She looked at him. "What now?" Cole smiled. "Now? We stop running. The last huntress." The dust had settled over Mars. The sky was clear now. No warships, no drones, no weapons in the clouds, only silence. For the first time in centuries, the ground did not shake under the boots of conquerors, but peace was never simple, and war was never truly over. Vera stood on a ridge overlooking the battlefield. Her armor was scarred. Her bow rested on her back. Her body ached, but it was her heart that felt the heaviest. She was free now, free from the hive, free from commands. But freedom had a cost. She had no home left. Her people had erased her name from their records. She was declared null. No rights, no memory, no return. And now, she had to choose a new path. Cole stood behind her, holding a tablet. It showed headlines from Earth. Alien fleet, disabled by rogue huntress and human soldier. Hero or threat? Debate rises over alien defector. Mars, battle survivor speaks. She saved us. He put the tablet away and said softly, "They're talking about you. You're becoming a legend." Vera didn't turn. Legends are just names written over graves. "Sometimes," Cole said, "but not always." They were both offered passage back to Earth. Cole, of course, was hailed as a hero. But Vera, many on Earth feared her. Even after saving thousands, they saw only her past. The silent killer, the violet-eyed huntress who once hunted humans like prey. Governments debated. Security councils held meetings. Could she be trusted? Could she live among them? Vera didn't speak in those rooms. She let her actions speak for her. But even so, it wasn't enough. Not for some. A secret order within the Interplanetary Defense. Command issued a silent directive. If she stays, monitor her. If she resists, eliminate her. They called it Protocol 0. Cole found out. He stormed into a high-level meeting with Captain Harris and others. "She risked her life to save yours," Cole shouted. "And this is how you repay her?" "It's not personal," Harris said. "It's protection." Cole slammed the table. "You don't protect peace by putting a gun to its head." There was silence, but the order remained. That night, Vera walked alone through the empty halls of the Earth outpost on Mars. She knew. She always knew. She could read their movements, feel the tension in the air, hear the silence when she entered a room. She would never be one of them. Not truly. Cole found her outside near a crater glowing softly under Mars's twin moons. "They won't let it go," she said. "They never will." "Then we make them," Cole replied. She looked at him confused. "Come with me," he said. "I've been offered a command post, Earth's new frontier base near Titan. It's far, remote, but free from the politics. They'll follow me, then let them, and let them see. Again and again. Who you really are." She stared at him. "What if I lose control again? What if I become what they fear? Cole stepped closer. Then I'll stop you. Not with a weapon, with words. With choice. You trust me that much? I believe in you. 3 days later, they boarded a small civilian vessel. No army, no escort. Just the two of them and a map to somewhere no one cared about yet. A new colony. No walls. No war. Just beginnings. But Earth's enemies were still watching. Far beyond Mars, in the dark sectors of space, other empires saw what happened. They saw an elite huntress break her chains. They saw humanity rise again and again, never kneeling, and they began to worry. A meeting was held among the 5 cold worlds, ancient alien rulers who once destroyed stars just to send a message. One asked, "How do we stop the humans from becoming a threat?" Another replied, "We kill the idea before it spreads." And in the center of the room, a shadow whispered, "We kill her." Back on their ship, Vera stood at the window, watching the stars blur into lines as they jumped into hyperspace. Cole joined her, 2 cups in hand. "Coffee," he said. "Human tradition. Bitter, hot, keeps you awake." She took one, sipped. Her eyes widened. "It tastes like soil mixed with fire." Cole laughed. "You get used to it." They stood quietly. Then Vera said, "I used to believe I was born for only one thing, to hunt, to kill, to follow. And now," she turned to him, "now, I want to build." He raised his cup. "To building." They toasted, and for the first time, she felt something she never knew existed, hope, epilogue. 5 years later, on a quiet planet near the edge of the galaxy, a city stood, built by humans and aliens together. No walls, no weapons, just stories. At the center of the city stood a statue, a human man in battle armor, and beside him, a tall alien woman with a glowing bow lowered to the ground. They stood back to back, not as enemies, but as equals. On the plaque were words, etched in 2 languages. She hunted hundreds without mercy until one human refused to die. And then, she chose to live. Far above in deep space, a fleet moved silently, heading toward the colony. They thought they were hunting prey, but they didn't know the truth. She wasn't prey anymore. She was waiting, the last huntress. And this time, she was hunting back.